Hello, welcome to my place. We are in the middle of Hebrews chapter 6, actually towards the end of it, and right now I'm going to read to you verses 19 and 20. And it says, "This hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which enters the presence behind the veil, where the forerunner has entered for us, even Jesus, having become high priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." Now we have an anchor. I've heard it said many times that we have an anchor in Jesus, but really what this says here is we have an anchor of the soul, and that anchor is that what God promises will come to fruition. There's no way that it can't. Why? Well, for two reasons. One, God cannot lie. It says it right in the scriptures here. It was today or yesterday that I read that he cannot lie. It's beyond comprehension that he would lie. So why would he promise something if it can't happen? But the second thing is that Jesus sprinkled his perfect sacrificial blood on everything in the heavenly tabernacle, and then he entered behind the veil into the presence, continually sprinkling his blood. He entered the most holy place. He was declared the high priest, a quote-unquote forever high priest, through his sacrifice, and therefore he represents us in the heavenly realm, declaring us pure because of his works. He's declared a forever priest. I say that because it says that he will, and I think we'll go into this in the next little while here, that he's been declared the high priest in the order of Melchizedek forever. And that is important to know. Our anchor is God's promises coming true in our lives, because God cannot lie, and God sent us the perfect sacrifice who took everything that he needed to do and sprinkled it on the eternal tabernacle, not on the temporal tabernacle. Now, we'll also notice later on as we go through Hebrews that the tabernacle here on earth that Moses designed was from the plans of what God made in heaven, of the heavenly tabernacle that was made by the Lord. And so when Jesus went in there with the sacrifice system that God had instilled into the Israelites, then he went in there with the perfect sacrifice, and it ended up making our lives more perfect because we have the promises of God. And that's our anchor. We anchor ourselves to the promises of God being fulfilled. The first one being that your salvation is secure in him. It is his, and he made that promise. And so we have that wonderful blessing called salvation because God promised it. It is an amazing thing. I would love to go through these. Most of these verses that I've been reading the last few days, I probably could have an hour sermon at least, if not longer. And so we're just doing little snippets of it. If you have any more questions, please contact me somehow, whether through email or through a comment on these posts, or through the private messaging. I don't know. However you can get a hold of me, please do. God bless you. We'll see you next time.